What's up everybody, good evening and welcome back to another Aircraft King trip report, where today we'll be flying from Newark Liberty over to Munich's Franz Josef Strauss International Airport in the beautiful state of Bavaria. Today's flight is being flown on a spectacular United 767 in Polaris Business Class, and so we get access to the beautiful and spectacular Polaris Lounge here in Newark. Now I will say this lounge has quite a number of features to talk about, so the lounge tour is a little lengthy. If you want to skip to the dining section, go ahead and skip to 217. If you want to skip to the end of the tour, go to 612, but if you want to stick through the whole thing, just hang around. Now, in typical New York fashion, we were given a pretty cold greeting at the front desk, but after our entry requirements were checked, we were finally let in. Now, as you can see, this lounge is quite big and has a lot to explore, but of course the first thing that attracts me is none other than the toilets. Greeted with this starry sky walkway, there are quite a number of bathrooms here at the Polaris Lounge, and they are all quite nice and well stocked. Most of them have the lights off, but as we can see, there is a pretty good sizable soap as well as some napkins. These are usually Polaris branded, but after the pandemic, I haven't really seen them around. Now, the reason we see so many bathrooms is because Newark is probably United's second largest Polaris hub, or one of the larger Polaris hubs that United has, so there are just a large number of bathrooms to accommodate the larger number of passengers that this lounge can hold. On the other side of this area and this walkway, we come right to the beautiful bar here. Pre-pandemic, there used to be a cocktail menu, but I don't see that anymore, but there is still a large number of items that you can order from, including the typical cocktails that anyone would expect to have. Now, the lounge did also have a great tarmac view, showing us many of the United planes that would be taking us around the world today. And right next to this is the dining room that this lounge has, so while we're here, why don't we stop for a quick meal? Why? Because anytime I see food, I demand we eat. Here we have the heirloom tomato salad, and while I hate tomatoes, the burrata cheese, fig vinaigrette, and arugula were all delicious. Next up, we decided to have the lamb kofta, which was in a bed of couscous, as well as a delicious miso glazed cod. The lamb was cooked perfectly. As you can see on the inside, you could still see some of that little redness inside of it. It was delicious and it was cooked to perfection. I wish I could have more, but these portions were perfectly sized for anyone who was also eating on board. And here we have the warm cookie, which was just melt in your mouth as you could expect, kind of like a BJ's Pizookie. Now that I've had enough food to fill me up for 10 minutes, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the lounge. A quick comment on the dining service. The food was great, but the service was definitely slow and a little bit cold at the same time. Now, I am aware that this lounge is having staffing issues at the moment, and for a lounge of this size, that can have a lot of effects. But it's definitely something that EWR needs to work on to get this lounge back up to speed with what it was before the pandemic. Now over here, there's a lot of different seats on this side of the lounge. We have the typical Polaris signature cubicle style seats, which are great for people who have to work and have 2 power ports and 2 USB ports each. Then on the left side along the window, we have other seats that can be just used to relax. And over here we have a variety of food options that are available for people who don't want to dine, or do both. And since my camera couldn't get quite high enough, let's have a much closer look. There was braised Portuguese chicken, chicken and sausage pasta, rice, roasted carrots, lentil soup, as well as eggplant parmesan. And this section back here pretty much had a lot of cold items that you could have chosen from. These items ranged from vegetables to fruits to even a cool charcuterie board. This area behind the buffet had lots of dining tables, making it an optimal place to eat. Along this back wall were a bunch of cold drinks that you could find, including different juices as well as different flavored waters. And finally, at this end of the lounge, we have more of those cubicle style seats and those relaxing seats that I was talking about. A quick note on the cubicle seats. I love the fact that even though I was saying it has 2 power ports and 2 USB ports, in this day and age I really think one of those USB ports could be converted to a USB-C, With a lot of the newest phones and iPhones requiring that for charging, it definitely makes it easier to just have to plug that in rather than fishing out an adapter for the wall as well. On this end, we also have more bathrooms, and while you might be wondering why there are so many when there were so many on the other end as well, the other end of the lounge is quite far away at this point, so it definitely makes practical sense to have more bathrooms over here as well. On the left over here in front, behind that glass door, is actually where all the showers as well as the nap rooms are. I didn't get to check them out because they were all in use for the whole time that I was there. And on the right side here, we have a phone booth. Now I did get myself into one of those phone booths and do a quick little sound test, and it was quite insulated, which I thought was really good. This pretty much brings us back to the front of the lounge and to the end of this tour, and as you can see, this lounge is really good and one of the best lounges in the world by far. It's definitely the great start to any Polaris journey that anyone can experience, but now it's time to finally go to our plane to board to Munich. Now, I don't know why United always seems to give me their planes that need a new paint job, but here we have, for all you AV geeks out there, November 665 Uniform Alpha as the tail number of this aircraft taking us to Munich. And shortly after United's Super Elite 1K and Global Service members boarded, it was time for Group 1 boarding, which is for Star Alliance Gold members and Polaris Business Class passengers. So, with that said, hope you guys enjoy the flight, and welcome aboard. Cheers! Good afternoon. Hey, good afternoon. How's it going?
Thank you. No, wait, let me see.
5K right here.
Yep, welcome on board.
Thank you.
From all of us, thank you and enjoy your flight.
This is a customer service line at an airport that you don't have to wait in. The fastest, easiest way to get help on the day you travel is to scan a QR code right from your phone or use the United app. To get connected with United experts who are stationed at airports across the country, ready to help you, no matter what city you're in, whenever and wherever you need it. Save time, skip the line at the airport.
United 30, heavy contact, New York depart. We'll see you. United 30, have a good night.
Airlines would like to welcome you to Munich, Germany. Local time is approximately 7:02. We'll be taxiing for the next few minutes. We ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened and your carry-on article securely stowed until the captain has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. At that time, please remember check on your seating area to see pockets in the overhead compartments for the personal belongings brought on board.